Hi there everyone. So before we begin, let's just get this out of the way. I just want to apologise for the lack of uploads. We're just uncertain on the type of content that we wanted to go with the channel. So we just were deciding on what we wanted to do, and we found this idea. We're just going to start it and hope that it does well. I hope you all had a great Christmas and a New Year's, or whatever holiday that you had. But let's get straight into it. Starcraft is a military science fiction media franchise created by Chris Metzen and James Finney, who were involved in the creation of Warcraft and Diablo. Starcraft entered its planning stage in 1995, with the game being debuted in 1996, which used a modified Warcraft II game engine. It was then released on the 31st of March 1998, and it was received incredibly well, gaining critical acclaim, winning numerous awards, some even saying the best real-time strategy game ever made, and being ranked the best game of all time by IGN in both 2003 and 2005, and the 11th best game in 2007. Starcraft Brood War is the official expansion pack for Starcraft. Most of the original development team also came back and joined the game's expansion. It was released on the 18th of December 1998. I, at the time, however, was not born yet, but my GF was, so I'm sure that probably tells you something about me. The Brood War added more units, a new campaign, and an improved map editor feature, which I did use quite a lot of once I did play the game, probably in 2009, I think. It also fixed various balance issues from the original game. The review for the DLC were once again fantastic. The magazine PC Zone gave Brood War a short but flattering review, describing it as having definitely been worth the wait. IGN praised Brood War as a carefully designed expansion, and GameSpot was also positive in its review, stating that the design of Brood War contains all the care, detail, and ingenuity of a true sequel, that the competitive can't speak today, it completely revitalizes the original game. Following the major success of the first game and DLC, Blizzard Entertainment then announced the development of the second game in the series on the 19th of May 2007, which was delayed by a year because of World of Warcraft, so was later released under the title of Starcraft II: Wings of Liberty on the 27th of July 2010. It was met with critical acclaim yet again. It received an aggregated score of 92% at Game Rankings and 93 out of 100 at Metacritic. The game was particularly praised for retaining the popular RTS gameplay from the original Starcraft game, while introducing new features and improved storytelling, along with forming an incredibly popular competitive championship. Starcraft II also had more than 1 million units sold worldwide within 1 day of its release. After 2 days, when Blizzard began selling the game on its digital download page on the Blizzard store, approximately 500,000 additional units of the game were sold, bringing the total up to 1.5 million worldwide and making it the fastest selling strategy game of all time. However, in the first 3 months of the game being released, it was torrented more than 2.3 million times on the same torrents, making it the fastest downloaded game of all time. This was followed by their first DLC, Starcraft II: Heart of the Swarm, which I always seem to say Heart of the Storm, which I believe is their other game, but I'm not sure. I'll probably add it in the video somewhere. The DLC follows Sarah Kerrigan after she was freed from being the Queen of Blades in the original campaign, which she then tries to become again in order to get revenge on Arcturus Mensk. This was released on the 12th of March 2013. The release of the DLC actually surpassed the amount sold in the first day of the original game's release, selling approximately 1.1 million copies worldwide. The DLC received generally favourable reviews yet again. PC Gamer gave the game a score of 91%, calling it a traditional RTS essential for anyone interested in competitive strategy games, and highly recommended for anyone who isn't. GameSpot rated the game 8 out of 10, lauding the game's fantastically diverse campaign and entertaining online play, while criticising the writing as lackluster. Following the success of Heart of the Swarm, Legacy of the Void was then released following Artanis, who sent the Golden Armada to free his homeworld before chasing Amon across the galaxy and trying to destroy him. He had help with Jim Raynor and Sarah Kerrigan and a handful of other side characters who you meet along the campaign. This was released on the 10th of November 2015. Although this campaign was not as well received as the previous, it still did very well, selling more than 1 million copies worldwide in the first 24 hours of its release. It was once again reviewed very well. Softpedia concluded that Starcraft II deserves its place as one of the most influential releases of the past 5 years, and this Protoss-focused campaign or chapter manages to deliver a fitting ending to its core narrative while opening up the multiplayer in some interesting ways. A year later, on the 22nd of November 2016, Nova Covert Ops was released, which followed Nova, a psionic operative, after the events of Legacy of the Void. The campaign was more hero-based, similar to that of Heart of the Swarm, where each mission you unlocked weapons or armour that could be applied to Nova, allowing her to upgrade. You could also buy equipment using credits. The reviews for the DLC were mixed, some being mostly positive while others were negative. IGN noted that the story of the first 2 mission packs felt poorly executed and their lengths felt too short. Gaming Trend criticised the staggered release of the mission packs and also noted that less variety in the second pack in particular, while praising the voice acting, cutscenes and the soundtrack. A year after the release of the Covert Ops in November 2017, the game was made free to play, but only the Wings of Liberty campaign was free to play. You still had to buy the other campaigns, sadly, because they're quite expensive when I bought them anyway. I'm not sure about now. I don't think they're that bad now, actually. But, yeah, I'd prefer it if they were free. Might as well. But I understand why they're not. So now, moving on to the background of what was happening behind the scenes other than just the game. So, in the background of the games, in July 2008, Activision and Blizzard merged, causing some backlash. However, the real backlash came in July 2021, when the company was sued by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing on allegations of sexual harassment and employee discrimination, which fucking annoys me, to be honest. In this day and age, it's just unacceptable. It shouldn't matter on your religion, age, sexual orientation, or what gender you identify as. If you say no, that's it. That's the end of it. Shouldn't go past that stage. I just don't understand how people feel that they have power over others, to be honest. And if it happened in my company personally, they would be removed immediately, and the person that had that treatment done to them would get as much care as possible. But I'm not going to get further into that because I don't want to rant about it, because I easily could, as I'm kind of showing now. But more recently, Microsoft announced its intent to acquire Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion on January 18th, 2022, which is a lot of money. I wouldn't mind having some of that. So, if you're listening, come give me email. It's not that much. But they would be, if approved, Activision Blizzard would become a division of the Microsoft gaming section. So what do I think? Well, I think Microsoft has been quite positive with the games they have made. For example, what they did with Age of Empires 4, which has done incredibly well, and has been received incredibly well. They've put a lot of money into the deal, so I think that there will be in talks about creating a Starcraft 3. However, I do think that it's more than likely what will end up happening is Microsoft will spend maybe a year sorting out all of their new departments and making sure everyone's correct for the company, and seeing what is more popular. So, for example, Warzone and Overwatch are the most popular at the moment, so I think they'll milk those for a bit. I do think that they will be getting around to making StarCraft 3, but I don't personally think that it will be coming anytime soon. It will probably come out maybe 4 or 5 years time, but I highly doubt that it would be announced soon. But by the time it could be too late for StarCraft. StarCraft 2 is already not getting as much news or content as other games like League or Dota. At the moment, even Warzone is more popular, which I hate. I don't like COD games. I don't understand how you can put a full magazine into someone and they just shrug it off like it's nothing. I hate that. I'm more of a Rust player myself. if that helps. But you know, if you put 30 rounds into someone, they're red mist. They're not alive anymore. But what could StarCraft 3 actually be about? Just a few spoilers ahead, so you know, if for some reason you haven't played them and you're watching this, I don't know why. But I think that they could do a story on the broodmother Niadra, who, if you remember, was the broodmother who started off as a larvae inside of a Protoss, worming her way through to destroying the ship. They could follow her story, which I think has quite a bit of lore actually, about I think she tried to carry out the Queen's orders, but eventually ended up fighting Abatha, I think. And I think Nova's intertwined in that as well. They could follow the story of how maybe Valerian is merging the Dominion again, but something, you know, they could do that, about how it's fractured. That's kind of covered in Nova Ops. That's not what it's called Sagas, but Nova Ops is fine. I would kind of love it if they did a mode similar to, when it was released, if they did a mode similar to that of Star Wars Battlefront, the original one, with the Galactic Conquest. It'd be cool if you could choose a faction or sub-faction and then just fight, upgrade as you capture planets and all that sort of thing. I think that'd be amazing and just would work really well. But what do you guys think? Do you think StarCraft 3 will come out? And if it does, what do you want it to be about? What do you think the new... also, what do you think about the new style of videos? Should I do more on this or other games? Leave a comment below and please subscribe. It really helps us out. I will be doing a co-op playthrough of Dying Light 2, which will be coming out. Obviously, that comes out on the 4th, so I probably won't release it for a few days afterwards. I will also be doing a Arc RP thing with Shad, or Shad Series, who's obviously my girlfriend's the other part of the channel. We will record Arc RP server, so if you want to join that, the link is in the description. And say who invited you when you join, because that'd be quite good. We also have our own Discord where you can keep updated with all the new information. But other than that, you guys have a great day or night, and see you in the future videos.